With the way things are going in society these days, do you ever wonder what, as members of the Lord's Church, we would do without the family of proclamation to the world? If so, then I know exactly how you feel. There's little more frustrating than hearing people we love and say to believe the same things we do, spending their energy advocating for things contrary to the Lord and His prophets and apostles. But it happens every day and seems to be increasing, particularly among the younger generation. And to make matters worse, many believe the church is on the wrong side of history. The social sciences of our day have gained greater credibility among some members as to, for them, effectively minimize the voice of those whom we sustain as prophets, seers, and revelators. Perhaps you sometimes wonder if these people are right. After all, their arguments can often be very compelling, causing you to sometimes question your beliefs and even doctrine as revealed by the Lord. The two critiques we see often are the lack of love the gospel shows forth towards those who choose contrary to the commandments, and the accusation of those standing with the church as judgmental. Can you even begin to imagine how these conversations would take off into the dark abyss if we didn't have the inspired document, the family, a proclamation to the world? We need only turn to it and apply the sacred doctrinal teachings it contains to combat the ongoing onslaught of attacks on the family, gender, and marriage. Eternal truth is like a sword in its ability to cut through the maze of false and distorted rhetoric we deal with on a daily basis, sold as facts, to undermine the plan of salvation and to destroy the family as ordained by God. 20 years ago, the Lord's servants, those watchmen on the tower, presented to the church, the family, a proclamation to the world. Actually, first to the women. Pretty cool. Little did the majority of the membership of the church have any idea how significant this declaration would become in our ability to defend the family. Perhaps at the time some wondered why we needed such a proclamation. Likely, some still wonder what its value really is, and should we continue to esteem it as we do. A small sect within the church actually reject the family proclamation as doctrine because it's not canonized. The problem with the idea to reject its teachings is the fact that prophets and apostles continue to refer to it a lot, which, according to what is doctrine within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is how doctrine is often established over time. That's why we're thrilled to announce that throughout the month of September, Mormon Women Stand will be commemorating the 20th anniversary of the family of proclamation to the world. I believe that it is quite possibly the most important document the Church has presented to the world since the restoration of the Gospel. We will do this through excellent blog posts by our regular contributors, outstanding guest stands by community members just like you, and some great interviews with others online who faithfully stand for the family and value the proclamation as we do. If there's one thing Mormon Women Stand is committed to in the online work that we do as a collective voice of faithful LDS women, is to stand for the family proclamation as doctrine. As founder of Mormon Women Stand, I am committed to the work I began when we launched in March of 2014, which is to stand unequivocally with prophets and apostles and the family of proclamation to the world as doctrine. Through the teachings within the proclamation, we can stand firm in support of the family as we teach these eternal principles. These truths come from our loving Heavenly Father to us, His children, and through His chosen servants. Upon this understanding, we can with confidence continue to stand without reservation and with full assurance that our position is that of God's. What I have experienced over the last 8 years of discussing and defending the family is that the truths contained in the family proclamation respond with power to nearly every current attack on the family by clarifying eternal truth in contrast to counterfeit presentations. There is no other teaching that I am aware of that presents to the world such a clear understanding of absolute and eternal truth in relation to the family and how it is best organized and to what eternal purpose it is formed. The proclamation that marriage is ordained of God only between a man and a woman, and that children are entitled to both a mother and a father within this sacred union, is the bedrock understanding upon which the proclamation is founded. As we continue to uphold the doctrines within the family proclamation as covenant members of the Lord's church, we will be the light we were born to be. The family, a proclamation to the world, remains a clarion call to protect and strengthen families. According to Elder M. Russell Ballard of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, who says it is also a stern warning in a world where declining values and misplaced priorities threaten to destroy society by undermining its basic unit. Doctrines outlined in the proclamation apply as much or more today as they did in 1995 when the First Presidency and the Quorum of the 12 Apostles issued the document which proclaims to the world the importance of the family. Prophets and apostles have repeatedly stressed the importance of the doctrines and principles in the proclamation. Latter-day Saints should hold up the proclamation like a banner. The proclamation was ahead of its time because it warns against the very things that have undermined and threatened families in recent years. By studying the proclamation, families throughout the world can realize there are greater possibilities for happiness. Sister Bonnie L. Oscarson said, "Few of us will ever have to face an angry mob, but there is a war going on in this world in which our most cherished and basic doctrines are under attack. I am speaking specifically of the doctrine of the family. The sanctity of the home and the essential purposes of the family are being questioned, criticized, and assaulted on every front." When President Gordon B. Hinckley first read The Family, a Proclamation to the World 20 years ago this year, we were grateful for and valued the clarity, simplicity, and truth of this revelatory document. Little did we realize then how very desperately we would need these basic declarations in today's world as the criteria by which we could judge each new wind of worldly dogma coming at us from the media, the internet, scholars, TV and films, and even legislators. The proclamation on the family has become our benchmark for judging the philosophies of the world, and I testify that the principles set forth within this statement are as true today as they were when they were given to us by a prophet of God nearly 20 years ago. Make sure and subscribe to Mormon Women Stand updates by entering your email address. You'll find it on the right-hand sidebar of the Mormon Women Stand blog page. And do like us on our Facebook page to mingle with other like-minded LDS women for great conversation and daily uplifting messages.